I'm Barbara, and I'm a mother of 10 children, and I've been a homemaker most of my life. I love to do gardening. I've never felt that I'm a hoarder. I'm a pack rat. The difference between a hoarder and a pack rat is you keep it more organized. You have places to put the stuff. You don't crowd your house up.
I'm Joey. I'm Barbara's youngest daughter. My mom's an extreme hoarder. She has pretty much everything that you can imagine. Broken, new, used, including garbage. She gets her stuff from everywhere. My mom will drive around the neighborhood and even in other towns, and if she comes across something that she likes in someone's garbage, she'll pick it up, and then she'll put it in the back of her car and bring it home.
I'm Jeff, and I'm Barbara's fifth son. Up until I was about 6 years old, we had a normal life, like any other family. The rooms were always clear, clean, it was open, there was no hoarding or nothing like that.
I'm Brandon. I'm Barbara's sixth child. I was 5 years old. My mother was at work. I saw some matches laying on the ground. I grabbed them. I went upstairs with some paper and I started lighting the paper, and then I heard somebody come in and I put it out, but I think it still had the red embers on it, and I stuffed it under the bed and it reignited.
And the curtains were on fire. And I just grabbed my brother and I towed him downstairs. We ran over the neighbor's house. We lost everything, and it burnt to the ground. She was never really the same after that. When she moved into the house she's in now, that's the first time I really started noticing that she started putting stuff in that front room. And as the years went on, it just got worse.
When the house burnt down and I lost a lot of stuff, that started me starting to collect more and wanting more.
More stuff just kept coming in, started piling higher and higher. Last time I was in there, about 4 years ago, you couldn't even get into the living room. If you wanted to go in there, you would have to crawl over something.
My dad passed away in May, and she fell extremely ill soon after. She was in the hospital. The doctor told my mom, either you go stay with one of your children, or I'm gonna put you in a nursing home until you're recovered.
That's when she come to stay with me. There was just no way she can live there. I know if code enforcement will come in there now, she's gonna lose everything. She has nowhere to sleep. She has nowhere to cook. Her bathroom is completely consumed, and she don't see that.
I want to go back. I want to be in my home. It's the last place my husband and I live.
I'm afraid if something falls on her, she can't get it off her. And that's my worst fear, for dying in that home because it's out of control.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. My name is Matt Paxton. I'm an extreme cleaning specialist. Barb, you got a lot of people here to help. We've got a very willing family, which is good. I've done about 2,000 houses in my career, and this is in the top 5 of volume. This is a massive, massive undertaking. So strategy-wise, we're gonna get into the side yard. Are you cool with that strategy, hitting the side yard first?
Yes.
Okay, you guys ready?
Let's do it.
We really don't have a lot of options. The front door is completely packed. The only option is to go down the area on the side of the house and hopefully get to the back door. What are you thinking about this pile?
I can't throw them toys away.
My name is Mark Pfeffer. I'm a licensed psychotherapist and specialist in hoarding disorder.
I'm curious why you're upset about this.
Because those are things I've collected for my grandkids a long time.
As we started sorting Barbara's items, we could see immediately that the sentimental savings of items was very important to her.
I can't get rid of my bear. The smell will go away. I can't throw him away.
We must remember that Barbara recently lost her husband, and her emotions are really, really at the surface.
So how are we doing in here? Can you get in there a little bit, maybe over by that chair? Usually by this time in the process, the anxiety's going down and we are skyrocketing.
You can't just trash this stuff, Jeff. This isn't trashable stuff.
It is.
Now, the stuff in the backyard under the tent, a lot of that can be saved.
99% of that ain't gonna be able to be saved.
Well, you don't know that. I haven't got a choice. There's no choice within this situation.
Mom, you made a
there
thing.
ain't no choices in this
Mom,
situation.
you made a point of situation where you made you to have no choice. This is where it all began.
Well, how
It's trying to help you.
What do you want me to say? All I know is this is not junk in here to be tossed away.
There's stuff that you haven't seen for
Not
freaking...
in this room.
Oh, come on.
No, leave me alone.
What's going on? What's going on? Don't walk past me. Come here. What's going on?
Hey,
Stop. Calm down. What's going on? Talk to me.
they can't make a choice of what they do with that stuff in the living room because it all has to be gone through.
Well, what's in there?
There's my personal stuff.
You want to come show me?
No, I don't want to go back in there.
I don't want to see my mom lose her home, but my mom just won't let us help her.
If you don't let us help you today, you lose everything. You don't get a chance to keep anything.
But there's not enough time.
Listen to
in
me.
this
Stop.
day.
Listen.
You want
Let me
to
talk.
Just start throwing
Let me talk.
everything.
We are giving you a choice to keep things.
What am I keeping?
Stop. Let me talk. Let me talk, please. If the city comes in, they're
Here
taking.
we go.
Listen.
With the city again.
If they come,
Always
Mom, listen to
bringing
me.
the city to me.
I'm just
When the
telling you, they're
city
not gonna
hasn't-
care.
The city hasn't bothered me
They're not
for
gonna
years.
care. They are. They're gonna bother you.
Yeah, now.
Please, let me talk. We care about you. We're giving you a choice.
I don't want-
The city's not going
I
to.
don't want choice.
Listen to me.
I don't
They're gonna
want
take
to lose
everything.
all.
You're not gonna get nothing.
All right, then they do it. And I'll live under a bridge. What's the point of living in a house when you ain't got nothing?
Barbara's almost hysterical, shaking and crying. Taking into consideration Barbara's mental health, it doesn't make sense to go on.
From the mental health point of view, we're kind of feeling that it's taking too much out of you right now.
I don't want to keep doing this to you. It's not fair. What I'm going to do now, as opposed to cleaning the whole house, I'm going to try to get you 2 to 3 feet all the way through the house, from the back door to the front door. So if your house catches on fire, you can choose which door you're going to go out of. Are you okay with that plan?
Yeah.
Even though we've drastically lowered our expectations, this is still the biggest hoard I've ever dealt with. We got to hustle every minute tomorrow to get this done. It's taken us about 3 hours to get through the living room. Now we're through it, we're finally at this other room. All I see is an arch, and Jeff just starts climbing up. 10 minutes later, he's banging on the front door. There it is.
Hey!
I mean, this is 4 feet above me. This is blowing my mind.
I know. Throwing it out.
So after 3 days, lots of turmoil, we can finally get 2 safe exits. We're gonna take Barbara in to show her what we've done. This was about safety.
I still don't think it's safe.
You don't think it's safe? I agree.
It's not safe enough. We all wanted to do more. I wanted to get more out. I wanted more cleared for her. There's still a lot to do.
Still needs a lot of cleaning and disinfecting.
They want you to have quality of life. That's what they're talking about.
That's all we ever wanted, is you to have a safer life.
This is a good start. You just gotta be strong and finish it, okay?
And this is the first mile of a marathon.
Right.
Right now, I don't know if I have a future or not. But I'm still hoping to finish the house so I can live in it.
My name is Bill Squibb. I'm 66 and semi-retired. I've been acquiring things probably as long as I can remember, at least in my adulthood. I must go back 30 years. My acquiring probably stems around renovation materials, tools, construction materials. Likewise, I collect magazines, books, how-to magazines, or books on building construction. Kind of a handyman, doing renovations and improvements. I don't think other people understand the compulsion of hoarding or a hoarder. I've heard a number of different terms, the pack rat, collector. There are things that I just want to keep and can't throw out, and I can't really explain why. I don't know that I fully understand it. I have a disorder, and it's hoarding.
Those may say they're medium chilies, but they are blow your head off chili.
Oh?
My name is Lorelei Azarian. I'm 57, and I've been partners with Bill for 25, maybe 26 years.
This will be ready in 20 minutes. Can you tackle that and find a place for your egg cartons?
Okay.
Thank you.
The level of disarray that Bill seems to either enjoy or succumb to is crazy-making for me. I'm tired of being lumped in with things. I'm tired of living in a home where I can't invite friends in because I'm mortified. We have no social life. We can't reciprocate an invitation to dinner. We always make excuses, but the excuses have to end. It's time.
The stuff that's in the house is diminishing the space that we have available and is clutter, I'm sure, to most people everywhere.
Bill's stuff, as we lovingly call it. It's like a sailor in the sea. It's Bill and his stuff. And it's not anything you can compete with because it's so precious to him. When I look at the stuff in this house, I hate it. I truly hate it.
The condition of the house and the disorder causes stress all around. Stress in our relationship, stress in our daughter and our relationship.
Be careful, it's hot.
Thank you.
Okay, sweetie.
My name's Amelia Squibb, and Bill Squibb is my father. The most difficult thing about living with him is the feeling of not having a real house. When I was younger, I didn't really realize, I knew that like my house wasn't clean, or it wasn't normal, I guess, with normal setting and stuff, but I used to stay at friends' houses a lot, I noticed when I was younger. I'm not comfortable in my house.
Amelia probably spends most of her time in her room.
My room is different than the rest of the house.
Say it's a clean, organized environment, not a cluttered environment as the rest of the house is.
I kind of have my sanctuary of my bedroom that I walk directly to. I think by me having my room the way it is, I think he thinks that's okay and that's enough. I feel like he's like, all right, she's content. She has that room, which obviously I'm not content with just my bedroom. That makes no sense. I don't actually go into the rest of my house unless I'm going to do laundry, because I hate walking through our house. I hate seeing things. I hate it. It's frustrating for me to just walk upstairs and say something to someone upstairs. And it's really difficult to deal with.
I don't think I really focused on the impact it was having on me and my family. Lorelei recently, this past year, fell, injuring herself severely.
Not realizing that Bill had moved one of the boxes at the foot of the stairway, I ended up having an accident.
She fell down the stairs, broke her arm.
And I was really angry with Bill. And to this day, and it's 9 months later, those boxes still aren't moved off the stairway. I can't live in an environment where stuff comes before people. He's gonna have to move. I can't do this anymore.
So where are we starting?
Dining room.
The dining / music / dumping ground.
Correct.
Okay. I'm Dr. David Tolan. I'm director of the Anxiety Disorders Center at the Institute of Living. So tell me what we have here.
The entire bag that you have in your hand is keep.
Why don't we take a look at that before we make that judgment?
All right. This is a keep. It's a bag of keys. This is an electrical tool. I actually don't know how that got in there.
I have no idea.
Another electrical instrument. Back brace, saw blades, a hat.
What is that?
It's very becoming also. Stud finder. Let's keep.
Let me ask you a question here, Bill. How many stud finders do you have?
2.
2. How many stud finders do you need?
2. My connection to my things is multifold. It's if I throw it away, I'm going to need it, or better, if I throw it away, then I'm going to immediately need it as soon as I've thrown it away.
Those used to be my makeup cleaners.
Yeah, they were hand cleaners. I'm not sure that there's even any in them. Yes, there are.
Those were face washers, and they're definitely dried out. That's why I threw them away.
Wait, Amelia, you threw these away?
Yep.
Where
in
did
my garbage.
You threw them away in the garbage.
He goes through my trash. When I throw away garbage, he always takes out the garbage on Fridays, and he always goes through my garbage because everything needs to be recycled.
How did they make their way in here, Bill?
They get recycled. I used them to wash grease off my hands.
You went into the garbage can and got them?
That's it.
Her bedroom bucket.
Yeah, to her bedroom trash can.
Right.
Okay.
I see a need to recycle everything, probably to an extreme.
Recycling's fantastic. Hoarding is not so fantastic. There's a fine line here, and as long as we can make sure you stay on this side of that line.
Well, if ever you need one of those. You need to come in close on this. The 10 Commandments of clutter. There's an irony about this somewhere.
I don't think this is going to be an easy change for Bill. I'm truly hoping that clearing some spaces will allow him to see what he's been missing and allow him to clear space in his head.
If you thumb through any given magazine, you'll find something that's interesting to you.
True.
I guess the question is, does a magazine from 2001 really warrant placement in your home? Or could you simply take the risk and say, I can get this elsewhere if I need it?
I can compromise. Amelia's expectations were much higher than what we've accomplished so far. And I knew when she came up the stairs that she was going to be unhappy. I know you're shuddering.
You don't need those.
I have a computer that uses them, yes.
No, put them on a disc, a CD or a USB or something, or on a flash drive. You do not need that.
Let me look at the box for a moment. My butting heads with my daughter Amelia happens occasionally. She gets quite frustrated.
They're
magazines on the freaking staircase.
They don't belong here, that's correct.
They don't belong in the house. Where the hell are you gonna put them? In the storage shed that you're supposed to go through and move them back out into another place?
Then I'll put them in the shop when I get it.
I'm gonna move them and move them and move them. They're gonna be in a shop in 3 cities over that you're never gonna be able to get to read.
She does have a
It's
point.
so frustrating.
She's frustrated by my not doing it. I'm going to be frustrated by doing it.
That's right. Somebody's going to be frustrated
Right.
today.
It takes a very long time, and that was really discouraging to me, 'cause just the amount of stuff we have to go through, it just doesn't, it can't add up right. Like, there's no way that'll ever happen if it has to continue at the pace it's going.
You're looking for me to say quality of life or something, and I don't see how how that's going to help her achieve that.
You're not
you
gonna
don't.
have newspapers on the stairs that Mom is gonna trip on and fall down the stairs
These
anymore.
aren't newspapers.
I really felt like we were never going to get anywhere with this. Every box was something else he had to go through. Every magazine was something that he was going to have time to read, and he was never going to catch up.
At what point, Bill, do you just say enough? Do you just say it ends now, it ends here, I'm not going to be a hoarder anymore?
I can't do that.
In some ways, it was the perfect storm for Bill's hoarding because it contained every element of what he likes to save, right there in that box.
I'm feeling resentment, anger, and that's shutting me down. And she's very upset. And I can't.
The box.
I can't
Just keep it.
I can't solve that right now. I just can't. I can't do it.
I feel like we didn't accomplish anything. I feel like it's gonna be back to what it was, and it's not gonna change.
So I am shutting down. I'm not going to deal with it.
It was an angry silence. It was clearly obvious that he wanted to throw in the towel at several junctures.
I want this to happen and get better. I don't want to regress.
I don't want you to either. I want something to happen too. But this, what I'm trying to say to you is, I understand you were done, and I understand that you were really stressful.
When I said I'm done, I wasn't done upstairs. I was done with the process. I was at overload and wanted nothing to do with any more to do with hoarding or the solution of the problem or anything when I came back in. I was finished for the day. And I was just, I almost walked away and didn't come back. If I hadn't gone for that walk, I would have, that's it.
But if we just say, wow, thank God that's over, it was a great learning experience, ta-da, and keep on going, we're going to be back here in less than a week because there's more than enough boxes to fill the spaces we've cleaned. And I don't want that to happen. The results will be disastrous for the family.
My biggest concern seeing the results was I wasn't happy. Okay, sure, he cleaned the stairs. Sure, he cleaned off the table. Great. We still have this entire house that we have not even remotely touched, and he was having such a hard time going through things that shouldn't even matter.
This is going to be months, maybe even years. It's going to take Bill and the family a long time to get rid of this. This stuff didn't happen overnight, and it's not going to leave overnight.
Once the doctor's gone, once the back to our daily life, it's just not going to change.
Amelia hasn't got over her unhappiness at the moment because of that fear that it's not going to go forward, that I'm going to regress. It's happened in the past, and it becomes a never-ending battle. Don't want that to happen.
I truly feel that if this starts to revert back to the way it was, one, I'm going to pick stuff up and throw it out in the backyard. It's going to be done with, but I can't live this way, and it's going to have to be an ultimatum. He's going to have to take his stuff and move to an apartment. I can't do this.
My name is Richard. I'm a very loving man, and I collect rubbish. My house is a complete sloppy mess, and it's all good stuff. Just haven't been able to enjoy it. There's no room.
I'm Connie, and I'm Richard's daughter. He collects a lot of items that he doesn't need. Plumbing pipes, vans, storage units. I found beef sitting on top of piles in the kitchen with maggots crawling on it. I'm trying to get him to realize that this is not healthy. If he were to lose his house and all his stuff, he will feel like he has nothing left, and I feel helpless. I don't know what he's gonna do. I have no idea.
My daughter, Cheryl, died when she was 3 months.
My mom went to check on the baby, and she had passed away from sudden infant death syndrome.
Richard never knew what to do about it. He didn't know how to handle it.
I felt very, very uptight about it because I just didn't understand life.
With Cheryl's death, our marriage started falling apart, and then 3 years later, we got divorced. Once we moved, he started collecting more.
I felt very lonely. I couldn't carry on just by myself, so I went out and collected all kinds of junk.
He isolated himself from everyone, and that's when it just really exploded. And we didn't know that it had gotten this bad up until, 3 or 4 years ago. And we realized how bad it really was.
All right, good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Good morning. I'm Matt Paxton. I'm an extreme cleaning specialist. Richard, what is the ultimate goal? What do you want to see happen by the time we leave?
The house completely clean.
Clean. Okay. The problem with someone like Richard is he's going to say all the right things. Do you have any thoughts or concerns?
I say, let's go for it.
Thanks. I'm Dr. David Tolan. I'm a clinical psychologist who specializes in the treatment of hoarding disorder. Here's the really tricky thing about cleanouts. If all you do is clean a person's house out, you're not really addressing the problem. You're not changing their behavior. And in fact, you're giving them one more reason potentially to feel stressed out, and they may engage in more of their hoarding behaviors.
You guys ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. All right, so this is trash, right?
Right.
That's an old hose, actually.
Yeah, no good.
So what do I do with it?
Trash.
All right, these lobster plates.
Trash.
Everything in here is trash.
Richard's doing great. He's actually doing better than most.
Okay.
In the 20 minutes we've been working, you've already let go more than I thought you were going to today. I'm gonna be honest. All right, so this is what you've actually let go so far. What do you think?
Well, it makes me feel better because I feel that everything that's crap is gone.
But I want you to feel good in what you're doing.
Oh, I am.
You ready for us to fill the rest of this dumpster?
Yes, I am, sir.
Thank you.
And more.
All right, it's good. I like it.
All right, 2 bottles of whiskey in there.
You know where?
They're in a box over here. A bottle of rum and a bottle of whiskey.
We haven't thrown anything out.
They were right here.
I'll keep an eye out for it.
Okay. Can't find it. I'll go out and buy another.
Now, I'd be lying if I didn't say I recommend against that given your medications. Richard should not be drinking, and he's taking medication that interacts very badly with alcohol. It is your choice.
Yep, and I'm gonna get them. When I pay for something, I want it.
You could gift it to someone if you know.
Yeah, I could.
Yeah.
Guess what?
What?
I'm not going to.
Okay.
That's my prerogative, my choice, and my attitude.
Yep.
Sorry.
Well, you're getting very irritated at Connie
Well,
just because
Damn it all to hell. Leave me alone, please.
You can see he wants to argue with you
Oh,
about
yeah, he
this.
does.
He wants to get into it with you.
Oh, yeah.
He's almost daring you. He has technically the right to drink alcohol, but he shouldn't.
Right.
And I think one of the things is we're going to need to start talking about maybe an alcohol intervention for your dad as
Right.
well.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm worried about your safety.
Okay.
And I'm worried about your mental health.
Okay.
Richard's taking medications that interact very badly with alcohol. How often do you drink?
Almost every 20 minutes.
Seems like a lot of alcohol, doesn't it?
Hmm.
Do you think you have a drinking problem?
Nope.
Has drinking ever caused a problem for you?
Nope.
He becomes so defensive that he's simply not going to listen to it. Richard.
Yep.
Before you jump up and bolt, can you tell me what you're thinking about?
Nope. Can't do it.
Why can't you?
Because I'm sick.
Sick in what way?
In my head.
Meaning mental illness?
Mm-hmm.
I'm increasingly worried about his mental health. As a licensed psychologist, I'm required to do what it takes to get this man safe. When I see an older gentleman who is living like this and clearly having difficulty caring for himself, I'm required by law in this state to call Elder Protective Services. In this case, I think it's a very good idea.
No, I'm getting up
Part of what
and
we-
out of here.
Richard.
I'm gonna bolt.
Bolting doesn't help. Somebody's got to tell them the ugly truth. And if that makes me the bad guy, then I'll be the bad guy. If that's what it takes for Richard to be safe, I'm willing to play that part.
This is just my job as protective services. I
Well,
can inform you if it
sir,
allows it.
Sir,
Yeah.
I'm not in the mood for that right at the moment.
All right, come on in. Make it tight here. Near the end of the day, we realized how bad the house really was. And I said, you know what, I gotta let Connie and the family know. I'm bringing you in here to prepare you for the reality. This is a bad, dangerous home. All that mold, different colors, white, green, black. It's all extremely dangerous. The house itself is destroyed, to be honest. All the ceiling has to come out, all the walls have to come out, all this wood has to be removed.
Condition of the house is absolutely devastating.
We did not expect what we saw. The smell was overwhelming. Our eyes were burning, our throats hurt. I feel like I'm gonna puke.
Housing Authority came today and they put an uninhabitable sticker on it, which is what they needed to do. Richard can't stay here. It's not safe.
It was obvious our dad couldn't live in that house the way it was. And it was a huge disappointment because our goal was to get him back in that house, and now what? Where does he go?
We really wanted to make sure, are we doing the right thing? Are we helping this family? So we had to pull the plug.
Regardless of the status of the house, I think that Richard is not safe to live by himself. So Matt and I really had to scramble to try to find mental health and assisted living resources that would be available. And I also had to talk to the family about who might be able to take him in on a temporary basis.
My dad will not be homeless. He will be staying with me initially, and I'm gonna be the appointed guardian for my father. It's gonna be very hard for my father because he's already trying to load up cars with his belongings, so we have to work on that.
I can't believe I'm saying it, but keeping the person out of the house was the right thing on this one.
He just wasn't safe in here.
I've done thousands of houses and never stopped cleaning, but today we did. Sometimes you just have to do the right thing.
Hopefully he's moving on to something better.
Fingers crossed.